Hey guys, how you doing? Jack Barbell here. Hope you're doing. Welcome back to one of my daily lifts. In today's episode, what I want to do is cover some of the tokens that we reviewed last time, which were Michi, Boden, and Popcat. See how they're getting on in comparison to what we looked at last video, and then look at potentially some other alpha, which is out there on the market at the moment. Michi's still looking really positive. As we can see, we're using a holder scan at the moment. Really recommend that tool. It allows you to see holders, the growth, the trends, whether they are improving, declining. You can also have a look here at what's growing the fastest from a holder perspective and what is declining the fastest as well from a holder perspective. But Michi still looks really positive, mainly on most time frames. So we're looking at on the daily, very positive growth, 12-hour, 6-hour, and 4-hour, all looking really positive. Boden, not so much, and that's kind of reflected in the price action. Popcat is, again, looking pretty healthy across the higher timeframes on the holder perspective. And as we mentioned last time, when you are looking at Memecoins, community is everything. So if the holder count is growing, it is showing that the token and the concept of that token and the community is growing. Community is a lifeblood of Memecoins. So if that is going in a positive direction, it's a good indication. Even if price action isn't great, it's a good indication that things are going to turn around for it, maybe in the very near future or later on down the line. And again, referencing Chain Edge here. Chain Edge is a tool that I use for smart money analytics. It tracks the top 0.1% of traders. Highly recommend using it. Great value. And they also now allow you to track Solana. So if we look here, Michi remains one of the top smart money holdings. It's had, across the 7 days, inflows, 5.9 million in smart money, which is great. And then if we take it over to the chart perspective, up 21%. in the last 24 hours. And my TA is awful. But these were two lines which I could see happening. Either we bounce off this support line here and then follow this line, or we actually take it to this support level around 14 cent and go down this path and then back up. But we're looking on the 4-hour time frame here that it could be following our first number one. So we'll label this number one. Label this number two. Okay, so 1, 2. So this is our first path, second path. I'm still very bullish on this. I've loaded up heavily on the lows of Michi. The community is continuing to grow. People remain bullish on it. We'll keep that going. And Popcat, the cat that keeps on popping. This looks really healthy. Okay, so we put a major sort of resistance zone here. See this blue line to a resistance zone here. If we could push through, maybe we'll see something like this. The price action is really, so from a chart perspective, it's looking strong. So we're going through some consolidation here, but we just need to break through this resistance point and then push on forward. Look at it from a holder perspective. We look at Popcat, very positive. We're seeing continuous growth from a smart money perspective. Popcat, okay, it's pretty neutral. There hasn't been that much inflows, but there's 17 wallets over 10K in it, okay, of smart money here. Very positive on Popcat. Boden, on the other hand, it's kind of following what we predicted. Now, we had Trump come out and he was found guilty, and that actually caused Boden to spike up and rally. But then the Trump tokens have been in favor when it comes to Politify. So I think Boden has a massive community, but it's just been struggling at the moment. Trump definitely is the favorable Politify meme or leader, if you like. But again, you can see we're following this. I think we're going to get some consolidation around here for a while. We do have the president of, that's how much. So when you work in crypto, you realize that you just reference everything crypto. We have the presidential debates live on TV. The adverts are going to be getting ramped up in the US. I think that's happening on the 27th of June. So around this year, I think we will get some sparks to fly on Boden, particularly given, it does have a very strong holder base. Yes, it's still been really positive on the daily time frame from a growth perspective. So it struggled a little bit when we look on the lower time frames here. But more news is that Roaring Kitty has potentially put on a trade. Well, he has put on a trade of 116 million position, and this has caused GameStop, GME, Roaring Kitty, AMC, all the meme coins to absolutely surge, as well as the stock, of course, but showing that he has a $116 million position. Now, if you do remember a couple of weeks back, Roaring Kitty and GameStop was the absolute meta. It shows, I think this is going to bring this all the way back around. So keep very close eye on, I would say, the GME we have, so you can see here, I mean, just from this morning, it's absolutely pulled. That is an absolute god candle. And again, it's like, okay, well, do you get in here? I'm not so sure. But again, if more news gets released, we can, almost guarantee that that is just going to skyrocket again. But, hopefully we see some consolidation. But based on the news here, we're going to get some very, very interesting price action. So keep an eye on this token if you're a Solana trader. If you're an Ethereum trader, again, you have an option. You have GameStop here. This has seen some very, very good price action over the last few hours, pretty much for the whole of this morning. So again, take a look at this. Keep your eye on them and keep your eye on our Roaring Kitty, which I imagine has exploded 317%, and then AMC as well. So keep your eye on these tokens because it looks like this is going to be, at least for the coming weeks, if Roaring Kitty decides to actually squeeze the stock again, it's going to be all over the news. It's going to cause hype and attention and drive attention to these tokens. There was some other interesting tokens here on ChainEdge. I've filtered out tokens which are 0 to 10 days old and looked at the top holdings. So we can see here Tuzki, the Chinese Pepe, people are saying, and it does look pretty big. It's saying that Tuzki's popularity has grew quickly worldwide. Illustration animations and stickers have been shared among fans over 1 billion times. Lots of apparel, merchandise, and become a phenomenal through public messaging and social media apps in China. Tuzki, it's on a dip now. This is coming into an area here, which I think is really interesting. Obviously, we've drawn a Fibonacci retracement. It's about to hit the 0.618. This could start be getting to a level now, which is an area of interest for me. It is 4.8 million, so it's a tiny market cap, high risk, not financial advice, but it's something that I'm personally going to be looking at as a potential trade option, because if this continues to catch a bid, if smart money continue holding it, 400k of smart money is strong for a token of this size. What I'm going to be looking at, memes are hot at the moment. Memes are the meta. I'm not going to try and fight that. It shows it in the data. Smart money, and also the fact that as a category, memes tend to, well, they have run the strongest. Until more liquidity comes into the system, utility are going to struggle. So at the moment, I'm just using, where the volume is, where the smart money is bidding, and that is memes at the moment. So I'm not going to fight that trend. Just to summarize, Michi looks like good for a bid at the moment. Still very good risk reward. Again, Popcat looks like it's about to pop. There's rumors again that it's Bybit are going to list it. They've been teasing us on Twitter. Boden, this is a very high risk one, but I think it will play in favor for people who decide to take that risk. It is an absolute 3x to the all-time high. Let's have another look. Yeah, Tuzki. My positions very much are Michi, Popcat, Whiff. I'm a big holder of. They're my three main positions. These GME tokens, anything related to Roaring Kitty, are going to be really interesting over the coming days and weeks to see what happens here. And again, Tuzki, some alpha for you. I think this could be a really interesting play. Keep an eye on the volume. We want to see that maintaining around this level. We want to see buys still coming in. But yeah, let's go. Have a good week. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys.